Now, there's a new trend in town on social media, and a lot of the young chicks are doing it these days. And that new trend is called the Youngho dance. Now that we've established that most chicks, especially of this new generation, isn't cut out for marriage or does not qualify for marriage, and now that most of the young chicks of today's time is more aligned with being independent, taking care of themselves, putting the families on their backs, and being the overall breadwinner, we now get the continuation of rebellion, since the notion is still, I don't need no man. Now, for guys that have motion, good characteristics, the bag, and handsome looks, see situations like these as an opportunity to maximize the roster, weed out the good ones and the bad ones, because unfortunately, guys with motion don't have a limitation on how many basketballs they want on their court. But for the rest of the guys, the 70, 80% that don't get any play whatsoever, that subscribe to OF, and that pays for feet pics, are going to have it even worse, because if they couldn't get any chick, whether below average, average, or above, how are they going to attract these new version of chicks that don't compare their worth to what they're supposed to get, but only compare their worth to what they get from thirsty dudes online? And I'm talking about you, Sims. Now, I believe the Youngho dance is just chicks sitting in front of the camera and bouncing around, shaking their tatas. Now, back in my day, and what still goes on to this day, is the twerking trend, which developed over time, where at first it was just chicks shaking their bare backs, but at least with some type of clothing over it. And at the end of the evolution of twerking, it got to the point where chicks just showed whatever goodies they had to offer. And yes, I'm talking about unclothed or barely clothed, bare back shaking with no underwear on. But it all boils down to a lot of these chicks' parents. And we know that a lot of these chicks have been raised by single mothers, so the blame goes to the single parent that never shamed them or gave them an ultimatum for doing such egregious things. But if chicks only knew that most of the time your mama really don't give a because she sees a younger version of herself in you, and especially if she's single, she's unconsciously unaware of herself being in competition with you. This is basic human biology, basic science, and if you didn't know, now you know.